Hmm? Yeah, welcome.
Ehe, iko sawa. Basi nilikuwa na shida. Ni nini mnataka kunifanyia? Nitakuwa nikiamuka kweli?
Venye umetembea kwa nyumba, ni nini imekupendeza sana? Good morning, everyone. I have woken up in the beautiful county of Nanyuki, and I have to say, this place has some extraordinary wildlife, beautiful scenic views, and the proximity to Mount Kenya is absolutely unmatched. So why am I in Nanyuki? Actually, this is a stop as we head to our actual destination, that is Nyeri County. I'm super excited. I've never been there, but most of all, I'm super excited to be able to take you guys on yet another handover for our Jengea Wazazi with Fine Urban Construction and Interiors initiative. This is going to be yet another Nyagaka heartwarming story. The reason this initiative is so close to all our hearts is because we understand that family homes are built with love, and a lot of love is shared in those houses. So for us to be a part of continuing that legacy is super important to us. So I hope you guys are going to stick around and see when we're doing the unveiling, and we want your honest commentary. What do you guys think about our initiative? And once you see the video, let me know what you think about that particular project.
Yeah, welcome.
It is so wonderful. Now, I want to take some time to look at the landscaping. It's wonderful, it's vibrant, it's bright, and it is so, so welcoming. But above everything else, it's about security. When we are doing passion projects like this, we have to think about how safe are the parents going to be on this property. So we made sure that we built out a very strong and extensive perimeter wall all throughout. And you can see that we've gone ahead and included the barbed wire and the electric fence all around. I'm loving the colors on the house itself, but I'm also appreciating the fact that we have this border right over here. And I can tell by the color of the soil that this patch is going to be really, really lush and green, because that is another thing that Fine Urban is all about. We're all about including nature as much as possible, and especially in an environment like this, you need to have something at the entrance that is going to represent the beauty of nature that surrounds us in this environment. So let's continue and take a look at the back of the house. There is so much going on back here. With this being a farmhouse, of course, we had to allocate some space. We have a nice piece of land back here. I can also tell that this space is going to be the perfect space to have all the dirty work happening. Actually, today I will have a chance to see this house in full function, cooking and food preparation. But now let's take a look at the piece of land. It is absolutely lush. I can't tell what's planted on it at the moment, but I'm seeing like it's grass and greenery, but I see the full potential. Think of your kitchen garden. What would you have? If you want your mboga there, it is a very simple exterior, but that's exactly what this property needed. So back here, we also have a laundry area, a really nice area for hanging your clothes, and of course, thinking of water and the accessibility of water to the owners of the house, we included a water tower, meaning we have large tanks up there so that our clients never have to worry about not having enough water in their house. Welcome home, you guys. Welcome. So this house has a really beautiful entrance area. And of course, we've gone in and changed up the tile and made it something that's really muted, that has a bit of a textural element. And of course, we've added a faux plant just to add more life, even as you're going inside the house. Now I am ready to go inside the main house. Join me as we take the first look. Oh my. Oh my God. This is so stunning. I am floored. I am absolutely floored. I got to see some pictures of what this house was before, and it is unrecognizable. I'm actually lost for words. This makes me so emotional because if I'm having this reaction, I want to imagine the amount of joy and tears and happiness that will happen when the children present such a property to their parents. I've been a part of a number of these handovers when it comes to the Jengea Wazazi with Fine Urban Interiors initiative. And I've seen the happiness that a project like this can bring. So when I'm standing here and I'm like, it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm able to look around and see the selection of the tiles that we have that have absolutely brightened this room, the colors from this cutting being that light gray that contrasts so beautifully with the colors on the wall. I'm seeing the beautiful brown curtains with very nice stitching. Actually, it's quite nice. I'm seeing some very beautiful detail on there. All around me, I'm seeing the seats that look absolutely plush. These look like some really nice reclining seats. The cushions are just so complementary to all the colors that are around me. Of course, the lights. Guys, I'm just looking around and there's so much detail. The lighting on that simple gypsum design with the cove light in the centerpiece. And when I see a design like this with the crystal and the gold, I can almost anticipate the fact that this will change up the ambiance that we're feeling, but I love that there's so much warm light because that's how I feel walking in here. It feels so warm. It feels so cozy. I am looking at the art on the wall and it is, listen, it's giving me major African vibes. I love that we have a very textural element. This is, let me not get too handsy with that, but it's so textural, the colors, it's giving something that I know personally my parents will enjoy. You know, when it comes to artwork with the older generation, it can be quite finicky, but I think that this is something that fits right in, adds so much life to the space. And I mean, when you step back and look at this wall, it's magnificent, absolutely magnificent. And I'm going down and I'm seeing that there's just trinkets all around that your eye just catches as you're walking through. We have these two beautiful pots with another incredible detail in the design there. And of course, I've ended up on the TV wall unit. It gives that element of like a wood finish, that tone that again feels really, really warm in this house. And of course, the signature display shelves on the side. And you can see here, we have put some elements in there, but as always, we leave space for the client to make their house feel like a home. We have the nice lights under there. big screen TV. Oh, nice TV. Fits right into the wall unit that we've built out with a nice marble background. And this is emanating heat. I don't know if you guys know this about Nyeri, because I obviously am not dressed for the weather. It is quite cold, and I'm standing here and it's nice and cozy and I feel so warm. I feel at home, and that is the feeling that we want to evoke when we're taking on projects like this. So we have a really nice fireplace and yet more display shelves over on this side. Another vantage point. It feels like every time I move, I'm looking around, I'm looking at the tables now. Simple. Sometimes it's all about that simplicity. I can see another marble touch there, which is really complementary to all the tones, but also all the patterns that you're seeing on the tile on the floor and also on the TV wall unit. So there's always that through line, and then the carpeting is really bold. It has so many different colors on there, but it's still subtle enough to tie everything in together. So there's a few things that Fine Urban Construction and Interiors is all about. And as we continue this tour, I'm going to keep highlighting some of those things that are the essence of what we are and what we're trying to do in terms of changing the face of interior design and construction in Kenya and throughout Africa and expand on to the world. So we are a company that really values trust. So that's why you find that a lot of our clients are in the diaspora. For instance, the client who commissioned us to do this home for their parent, they were able to see the work that we do, that we post online meticulously, and they were like, you know what, you're the guys who seem to actually have enough cash. We're making sure that everyone has access to the talents that we discover and nurture. So now that we are in the dining room, more glowing light, that centerpiece, you cannot ignore it. It's going to be the first thing that you notice. That chandelier is magnificent. But you know what I like most about it? That it's still simple enough to fit with the theme. We're not all about just bringing glitz and glamour if you don't necessarily want it. We want to create designs that actually suit it. Like, what suits this house? And this is absolutely perfect. Again, another warm light, really beautiful glow. But I'm looking at the table set as well. This must be the size that the client really, really needs for this house. The table is set, it's really wonderful. The colors continue throughout, and we have the sink right over here. Nice and cozy in the corner. I've always said it's really convenient to have a sink in the dining, so you don't have to do that little shimmy from the kitchen to the dining and back and forth. It's really easily accessible. And of course, we have the mirror here. So if you have anything in your teeth, it's easy to kind of check and make sure that everything's okay. I'm looking at the curtains, and they mirror the ones that we have in the living room, which is a great idea because it's a very open plan. So you want the essence of the living room to also be represented in the dining room. And just to tie everything together, we also have another art piece that is a mirror of the ones that we see in the living room. Now onwards, we go into the kitchen. And we're following the tile, beautiful, bright tiles throughout this entire house. And now we are in the kitchen, and the vibes have completely transformed. I am immediately looking at the countertops. So much character, so much texture. It's really bold, but most importantly, I can guarantee it is of the highest quality. It's jengea wazazi, guys. That is something that we always think of in all of our projects. Quality is always key. All around the kitchen, for instance, here in the range area, I like how the edges are just really, really smooth, because I don't know if any of you guys have had the experience of like bumping into the edge of a counter and you're just like, anyway. We have the range here, we have the hood, so all those fumes are just sucked up and away. And I keep forgetting, like I keep having to remind myself that we are in a farmhouse, but the fittings, even in the kitchen, are so excellently done. But let's talk about the customization. As always, that is always a stellar job that we do in terms of making all the cabinets fit. So I'm looking around and I can see the dark wood that is so complementary to the dark counters, which is actually what makes this room feel so different. But I'm also seeing that we have contrasted it with the white, not only in the top cabinets here, but when you're looking at the backsplash, we have kept it very simple and white. and very, very easy to clean. This is a really, really well thought out kitchen. I'm moving around and everything is super accessible. So let's start from here, right? As always, we have room for every appliance. Here we have the refrigerator, out of the fridge into the microwave. So easy. There we have it, right to the sink. Like everything is so easily accessible, whether you're cooking something from here, dishes are easily transferable, but also if you're moving things from the kitchen into the dining room, this is such an excellent place to put them so that everyone is helping each other. Overall, I think you guys can tell that I'm really in love with this kitchen, the design, the appliances, all the fittings. Very well thought out, but no kitchen is complete, especially when you are more in the rural areas without having a pantry. So here we have a pantry, and as always for the pantries, we are making sure to just have a lot of shelving. Yes, so for the pantries, we just wanted to make sure that we had large open shelving that is deep enough so you can store a bunch of stuff here. So you guys tell me in the comments, if you had a pantry in your house, like your ideal pantry, what would you be storing there? I've said time and time again, I would go crazy with the snacks, but let me know in the comments, what would you store? Now in this kitchen, I accidentally turned on this light earlier, and guys, we cannot leave without talking about how perfectly selected these lighting fixtures are. Have you noticed that there's a theme playing throughout the house? We're still integrating things that feel true to this environment. So we want things that kind of evoke antique, or things that feel loved and lived in, or things that evoke farmhouse feels. And I think this is the perfect lighting setup for this kitchen. Of course, alongside recessed lighting, just so we're making sure that every corner is well lit. So let's take a look behind this door. This door leads to the front of the house and to the back of the house. Plenty of space back there where you could have some bigger pots and pans. Like it's an easy transitional space. So now let's head out to the rest of the house. I'm so excited to show you guys the rooms and, oh, wait a minute. What is going on here? Oh, we actually have more pantry space. This looks like more storage. Oh, I love that. Because I always feel like houses like this do need more storage than usual. So I love that the design of the house already had like 2 separate rooms. So now follow me.
Karibu. Hiyo ni yako hiyo.
Wow.
Yeah, welcome.
Umefanya kazi nzuri.
Kabisa.
Isipokuwa vile niko nje, naweza sema nimebadilishiwa nyumba.
Nafanya kazi kwa baridi.
Naona ni easy to clean. Yeah, very easy to clean. Pamoja ni rahisi na maji tu. Pani kwa dining. Yeah. Kuna business hapo. Tunafungulia kwa hiyo. Kuna kwa sink. Alafu kuna jikoni sasa. Yeah.
Let's go and take a look at the wing with all the bedrooms. Let's begin with this side. A lot of the transformation that has happened was in brightening and modernizing this house. So the paint colors, the tile selection is going to reflect this at each and every corner. I want to start at the far end. I'm looking at a really, really beautiful wall hanging. We always say that when you're working with fine urban, no matter where you are, no matter what the project is, you're always going to get the best of our company. Room number 1, right over here, there's a few key features. You immediately have to look at the floor, see what kind of tile we've selected. I've mentioned it's a very cold area, so we wanted things that will evoke a sense of warmth, and that's why we've gone with the wooden field tile. The colors on the walls are very muted, very pared back, which lends itself very well to when the grandkids come in, or the cousins or the aunties, they're able to bring their things and they still feel like they're at home. And looking up, of course, at the gypsum, simplicity is key. That is one of the main facets of fine urban construction and interiors, is finding simple designs that are very interesting, that change up the room, but are done excellently. So we have a really simple design up there, but highlighted by the cove lighting. We have the recessed lights, and of course we have a really nice ceiling lamp in the center. I love that it's a flower, but I also appreciate that there's a nice balance of white light and warm lights all around. But most of all, I always harp on storage. So we're looking at the cabinetry, nice and simple and easy, nice cool tones, easy to clean handles, nothing that is going to be too bulky or take up too much room. This house does not have the biggest bedrooms, but it didn't need to. You need a great designer who knows exactly what to do with your space. It's absolutely beautiful. So let's go into the bathroom. One of the luxuries of life in this modern age is everybody gets to have their own ensuite bathrooms in each and every room. The colors of the tile, exquisite detail. Like, come up close and just see this towel holder and the pick that we've got, something that has like an intricate detail to it. It's perfect. Everything is nice and chrome. And I always say I love a chrome finish because it means that everything is going to be easy to clean. I want you guys to keep in mind that this is a jengea wazazi project. So everything we did in this house is to make it as easy and as comfortable for people to exist in this house. So we have a nice little sink there, not taking up too much space. Nice big mirror. I can see a lot of myself in this mirror. It's absolutely excellent. But what I really, really love is the fact that even by the toilet, we have a handle there just in case you have someone older in this house and they need that assistance sitting down and standing up. It's the things that you don't really think about, but because when we're doing these projects, we're really looking at the longevity of the house. We include things like that so everyone is absolutely taken care of. Now let's take a look at the shower. This is wow. It's giving like luxury vibes. Doing this job, I've stayed in quite a number of hotels that are high end, and there's certain details I've come to notice. And when I'm standing here, I can see by the hot and the cold tap and the chrome finish. It is absolutely luxurious. So right across, we have another room. You can see here, you're immediately greeted by some storage. We have a bathroom right there, but we'll take a look at that on the way out. I am just drawn in here because it's the first room I'm showing you guys that actually has a bed. And I always go on about how we're so careful when we're selecting the materials and the fittings and the furnitures of the houses that we're doing. So here we have a 5x6 bed, really, really beautiful. I am enjoying the beddings and the little floral details. It's so fitting. But most of all, I am looking around and admiring the curtains. The soft furnishings on this property are absolutely exquisite. From what I've been told, this is a boy's room, so I'm really enjoying the fact that we have gone for a tone that would really, really work. But most of all, apart from aesthetics, we have to look at the materials. We wanted to provide as hardy a fabric as possible, so when we're walking around, keep that in mind. All the curtains you're seeing, as beautiful as they may be, they're also a really, really long-wearing fabric. I'm also talking about the floor rags in this house as well. It's a nice way to soften up the room and also add in that warmth. I did say Nyeri is quite cold. It's really, really cold. The colors of this room are very, very seamless. And of course, I'm looking up at the gypsum. I'm seeing another simple design highlighted by cove lighting and recessed lights, and another unique centerpiece. Not only can it change colors and tones, so you can actually set the mood of the room, but it can also connect to Bluetooth, meaning you can actually connect music to it. But you can also see right over here, we have the cabinetry. We have gone for something similar throughout the rooms because there's a very evident color story, and the pops of color are primarily going to come from things like the beddings and the curtains and maybe some wall hangings. So we've kept things very, very neutral. So we have ample storage here. You can see, as always, we've customized this to fit the room so it doesn't take up too much room. Otherwise, we would have to fit a much smaller bed here. And since this is a house about comfort and living here for a long time, we want to make sure that everything is as big as we can get it. So let's continue. Now let's take a look at the bathroom. We've just taken a look at the previous one, but I just want you guys to see the consistency of the designs that we do. Here again, I'm looking at the wall tiles, nice and gray with very subtle veining running through it, but with a bit of character in this particular corner where we have the towel rail. You can see for the fittings, we've gone for things that are very similar. I always say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So all these fittings, you can see repeated here. You have your soap holder, you have your mobile shower, everything is sparkling and shining. And as I said, we want to make sure that these things are going to stay sparkling and shining, and that's why we always choose the best. So let us continue with the tour on to the next space. There is a bathroom on this corridor right over here. Join me. Let's take a look at what's going on in here. Guys, I am really absolutely enjoying the color palette in this house. So initially when we came to the house, we had identified that there was a lot of darkness that was being primarily caused by the color selection and the design of the house. So when you see that we have gone for things that are really bright, it has really helped in how this house looks right now. From what you guys are seeing on camera, it is really bright as I'm experiencing it in person. But again, it's all about the pieces that we've chosen and the placement of the light and the design of the gypsum and the finish of the tile, because we have the glossy tile on the wall, but on the floor, of course, you have to make sure that people are not slipping around. So we have something that's more matte, but the color family is the same. We're introducing those whites, those grays, just to keep that consistency and brightness throughout. That bathroom is quite narrow, but in the selection of the fittings and how we place them, it's still very accessible. So that would be the common bathroom. So if our client is having guests over, they can easily access this corridor and use that bathroom. So let's go into the next room. I hope you guys are counting because this is bedroom number 3. I'm looking at the floor, the design theories are the same, making sure the floors feel nice and warm by the selection of the tile, looking up at the gypsum. I feel like one of those things that we love to do as a company, even when it comes to making sure things are simple, is not making them boring. You can design something classy and simple and not go the boring route. And the way you do that is by understanding you want to work with simple, clean lines, but in each and every room, you want it to have a bit of intrigue. So in each of the rooms we've gone to, no gypsum design is the same. And that doesn't mean that we've introduced funky shapes or anything else. It's just the use of light and the placement of the jutted in areas. Another bright room that's well done with ample storage. And for this room, I can see that we have the sink right in this area outside the bathroom. And I guarantee you that's because once I step in, we probably identified that it was just not going to make sense to have the sink in there. So let's take a look and see what's going on in here. Ooh. Nice. Okay, it's a tight fit, you guys. It is. But I can see the tile in here is so intriguing. We've gone with a deeper gray in here. It's absolutely beautiful. But do you see the size of the window? Making sure that that natural light is still penetrating into this house at every corner, but the fittings are, as we have seen in the other rooms, high quality, nice and shiny, and well spaced out. Now let's go to the next room. So before we get to the master bedroom, I want to take a moment and appreciate what this house represents. This house represents so much love, so much care, so much appreciation. I think about how many times I've talked about wanting to do something like this for my parents, wanting to transform their house just to be like, thank you for dedicating every single day of your life to make sure that your children have the best of the best. And when I see projects like this and I see our clients reaching out to us, to trust us to be the guys to deliver that feeling of love, to get that message across the clearest, it is so heartwarming. And you cannot just walk through a house like this and not take a moment to just let that sink in. And I want to urge you guys, I know I'm not alone. A lot of the members at Fine Urban also are so inspired by this initiative that we're working on. So if you have a project that you want to do for your loved ones, where either there's a house that has had many years of love and now needs a bit more love to keep it going for the future generations, you can call us. We'll come in and we'll transform your house to the ideal house that you'd want moving forward. But also, if you're just thinking of building from scratch, we're also the guys for the job. We're here for you. We want to make those dreams come true. We are now entering the master bedroom. Guys, you know at this point I have a love for master bedrooms, but for this particular project, of course, it is pulling me back to thinking about home and thinking about my parents and, oh, my dad would love this. This is such a gigantic bed, ultimate comfort. I have this urge to jump on the bed, but we have to retain respect for our clients' houses. But oh my God, how magnificent is this? It is so wonderful, so bright, which is so important. I always talk about how we like our houses bright and natural light and, light fixtures, but here it rings on another level. The last thing we want is for our clients to be bumping into things. And that also actually plays into how we've kept everything away. We don't want to cause any problems for our clients. So we have so much light in this room. Every corner is so well lit, meaning even as our clients age and get older, that they're not going to have any issues in terms of being able to see every single thing. And because of the design of how we've placed things, they're not going to be bumping into anything. Apart from how the room has been arranged for convenience and safety, let's actually look at the features. I want to start with the ceiling. Again, another simple gypsum design. It's all about the lighting, the placement of the recessed lights and the cove lighting, and of course the centerpiece. In each and every room, we have a centerpiece that is quite simple, but it's color changing, meaning you can change up the warmth of the room. Here, the cabinetry is extensive. So we don't have a walk-in closet in this room. We had to work with the space as it was and create as much cabinetry as possible. So we have a wall here of a lot of cabinetry and another one right in this corner. And as I'm walking to this side, I feel like I would want my stuff to be on this side and maybe more space there. Keep in mind, as I'm walking through and talking about how spacious the wardrobes are or how beautiful they look, always think of the quality. I say the beauty of customization is that we ensure that we're selecting the best materials, but also we're ensuring that you're getting the best finishes. Absolutely immaculate. And I guarantee you, any wardrobe we open in this house or any cabinet we open in this house is going to have the most spectacular finish. This vanity is absolutely beautiful. It's a feature that has so much character. And it's perfect. Sit down and take a look at yourself and do your makeup. The lighting is perfect as I'm sitting here looking at myself. If you have your foundation there, you could reach everything quite very, very easily. We have a drawer here for, all the bits and bobs that you don't want laying out. So it's going to be really nice and organized. Nice big mirror. Guys, I could sit here forever. I really like it. And it's such a bold feature as well. Let's get into the soft furnishings. We have a nice soft carpet here just to add some more brightness to the room. I'm looking at the curtains. It's blue. It has some texture to it. Has some star details in there. It's exquisite how we're able to do these things that are subtle but still add so much character. So we have two windows here. We have one over there and another one over there, and it's perfect. I absolutely love the feel of this room, and I can see all these different elements coming in to create a really cozy feel alongside, of course, the floors. They're not wooden floors. I almost said wooden floors, but it is a tile that has that wooden feel. Let's take a look at the bathroom. Here we go. So refreshing. It is so refreshing. Every time I walk into these spaces, I'm like, it's nice and bright. But the tiles are great. They still do have a lot of character, but most importantly, it's those features that I talked about when we're thinking about safety and how long our client is going to live here. Features like this, you've seen them in the other bathrooms, but guys, jengea wazazi, what is it all about really? Una jengea wazazi. Your parents are older for you to be in a place in life where you're able to do a project like this. So they need as much help as they can get as time moves on. And this is just one of those chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. And we have all these fixtures here. We're looking at the bathroom, nice and tucked into this corner. And keep in mind, we're not going to leave everything open like this. So we'll probably have like a glass panel over that just to keep the places separate and also keep the water from splashing all over the place. Because again, we're trying to make things easier, not harder. So now we are done with the tour, you guys. We are done with the tour. I love the size of this house. I love the spacing. I love the colors, the lighting. It is exquisite from the outside in. And I cannot wait to see when our client finally moves in and gets to see their house.
Yako. Ndio mwisho hiyo.
Itakuwa nikiamuka kweli? Itakuwa nikiamuka?
Sana.
Yenyewe. Ene. Mmefanya kazi nzuri. Nimeshukuru na nimefurahi sana.
Kama leo kidogo ya kufanya makeup.
Just please sifanye makeup. Nijazeeka.
Bado.
Lakini nikitaka kuandikia kitu ni hapa. Unajua kipasti nilikuwa na shida. Ni nini mnataka kunifanyia?
Nyumba imejengwa.
Iko sawa sana.
Karibu sana. Nashukuru.
Mimi nimeshukuru, nimefurahi na mbarikiwe.
Asante sana.
Na mpate kazi kwa wingi.
Asante.
Umeona, tasikuacha hivyo. Okay. Mbarikiwe sana.
Asante sana.
Na muendelee na hiyo kazi mzuri mnafanya.
Tunashukuru, asante.
Sasa nimeona ni nini nilikuwa naambiwa. Ndio at first kulima ya wasichana walikuwa wananiambia, niambie sijui this thing is too busy. Na shidwa too busy ni kumaanisha nini? Sasa saidi nimeona.
Love simplicity.
Okay. Kazi yenu ni mzuri sana. Iko sawa kabisa. Nitakuwa nikijua niko hapa nikiwa nje. Lakini nikiwa ndani sitakuwa najua niko wapi.
Tofauti kabisa.
Tofauti kabisa.
Yeah.
Hey, faraiti yangu ni niko sawa. Hii ndio kiti ya mama.
Leo ndio mara yako ya kwanza kuona?
Hii ndio mara yangu ya kwanza, sababu niliambiwa niende. Nitakuja nyumba ikiisha. Sasa nimeona tofauti kabisa kabisa kabisa.
Venye umetembea kwa nyumba, ni nini imekupendeza sana?
Kila kitu.
Kila kitu.
Kila kitu, hata niseme hivyo. Si ati kuna hii haijani, kila kitu. Juu sasa ndio nimeelewa wale walikuja mara ya kwanza wakiangalia, ndio sasa najua ile kitu alikuwa anasema. Juu at first niliwaambia hapana, I'm okay, na mimi sioni makosa yoyote kwa hii nyumba. Wakaniambia hapana. Vitu zingine hata nilikuwa naambiwa this ceiling is too busy. Nashindwa kuwa busy ni nini? What is the meaning of that? Sasa ndio nimeona tofauti kubwa. Na nimefurahi sana. Na nimesema mbarikiwe na mpate kazi ingine mfanyie watu kama vile mmenifanyia.
Ulikuwa tu umeinunua?
Kujenga.
So kutoka hapo ilikuwa kutafuta mtu wa kumaliza.
Sababu hata mwenye kudesign hii nyumba, there he is. And he is my brother. Yeah.
It's your son.
Yeah.
Alituita tukutengenezea nyumba.
Yeah.
So unaweza taka kumwambia. Sasa umeona nyumba venye imetokea.
Nataka nimwambie si kazi ya bure alifanya kazi, hata siwezi jua nitasema aje, lakini ile kitu amefanya, hata yeye akikuja ataona ile kazi alifanya. Hamkufanya kazi ya bure, mmefanya kitu ambaye hata saa hii ukitaka kuita wageni wa hali ya juu utaona kweli kweli wenye wamefanya ni watu wa professionals. Yeah. Ni professionals wamefanya hiyo kazi na nimefurahi sana, Yeah.
Yeah.
Nitawaambia alichagua the best, na imekuwa the best.
Unique kabisa. It's very, very beautiful. Thank you very much.
Unaweza imagine nimekaa hapa. Ni kama ujui uko wapi. Ni kama ujui uko wapi. Uko somewhere else. Bali uelewi. Sasa ukitoka nje ndio unajua.
Tell us, what has the working relationship been like since this project started?
Once I was through, I thought everything was fine, and to me that was all. Until I came across Pineapple. Very glad to work with you because you are the people. We are one people who know what you are doing. That is guaranteed for sure. Because you can see the outcome of our work. So we are very happy. And I think so far, I did not even to guess this is the best.
Very thankful anytime someone trusts us with such an important project.
Nimeshukuru sana na nimefurahi.
This is a house that was built on love and care. And then when we took it on, we wanted to continue that legacy. This is a vision. It has so much love poured into it, so much patience, It's such a great collaboration, and I'm so happy that I get to be a part of the handover, because you get to see the true extent that fine urban construction and interiors is having on people's lives. You don't just have to hear it from me, you get to see it every time we complete another jengea wazazi with fine urban construction and interiors. Guys, I am lost for words. I'm so glad I get to see a client happy and hear her testimony. Truly, our actions speak, but our clients' words speak louder. Another tearjerker and heartwarming story. I have woken up in the beautiful county of Nanyuki, and I have to say, this place has some extraordinary wildlife, beautiful scenic views. If you want to see more of what we got up to in Nanyuki, make sure you follow our second channel that is Keeping Up with Fine Urban, and you'll see all the fun we got up to.